Hey gang, what's going on? So yesterday I put out a video on the biggest contracts in all 30 teams franchise history. Today I'm going to put out a video on the biggest contracts handed out in Major League Baseball history. But before I get into that, please hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon buttons so you don't miss anything throughout the off season, as well as it's greatly appreciated and very helpful for the channel. So let's get on to this. The biggest contracts given out in Major League history is, I got this from MLB Trade Rumors, and I will put that in the description below, so look out for that too. But let's get started. So Mookie Betts, who played for Boston and is now currently playing for the Dodgers, signed a 12-year, $360 million extension that was signed in July of 2020. Now, present-day value is due to deferrals. So if you don't know what deferring means, it means you're not paid everything all at once. You're deferring money either to the back end of the contract or the front end of the contract. So the money that was deferred in total was $306,657,882. So that's what was deferred. What was deferred in his contract. So he'll be getting paid his $360 million, but $60 million of that is going to be upfront, or whatever it is that equates to the 360. And then the rest of it will probably be back end, or if it was in the front end, it'll be given out in the front end of the contract. The second one was Mike Trout of the Angels. In March of 2019, he signed a 10-year, $360 million extension. There was no deferral, no money deferred, so he'll get all that up front. Aaron Judge of the Yankees signed in December of this season, or this year I should say, was a 9-year, $360 million contract. That was a free agent contract, not an extension. That was a free agent contract, which he received this offseason. Francisco Lindor was at number 4. Now, mind you, Mike Trout and Aaron Judge were tied at 2. So Mookie Betts was 1. Tied at 2 was Mike Trout and Aaron Judge. Coming in at number 4 was Francisco Lindor. He played for the then Cleveland Indians, now Cleveland Guardians, and the New York Mets. And the Mets signed him to a 10-year, $341 million extension, which was signed on March of 2021. Also, like Mookie Betts, present-day value due to deferrals. So whatever money he's making, he's deferred some of it. So the total amount that was deferred was $332,394,479 million. So that was the money that was deferred for him. Coming in at number 5 is Fernando Tatis Jr. of San Diego at a 14-year, $340 million extension, which was signed in February of last year. Bryce Harper of the Phillies signed a 13-year, $330 million free agent contract, which was signed in March of 2019. So again, it wasn't an extension, it was a free agent contract. Tied at number 7 is Corey Seager of the former shortstop for the Dodgers and now the current shortstop for the Rangers. Signed a 10-year, $325 million free agent contract, which was signed in November of last year. And then Giancarlo Stanton, who was with Miami and is now with the Yankees, signed a 13-year, $325 million extension in November of 2014 with the Marlins. Now, mind you, that also included a full no-trade clause. So Giancarlo Stanton got that extension. So him and Corey Seager are tied for 7th. At number 9, Garrett Cole, who played for Pittsburgh, Houston, and now the Yankees, signed a 9-year, $324 million free agent contract, signed in December of 19. That also includes a clause where the Yankees buy it out. He will be here for a 10th year. So, again, it's a free agent contract, not an extension. Then Carlos Correa, who played with Houston and Minnesota and is now currently signed with the Mets pending physical. There's been some issues with that. But with the Mets, he signed a 12-year, $315 million free agent contract in December of this year after his contract with the Giants fell through due to a red flag in the physical. Manny Machado, who played for Baltimore, Los Angeles, the Dodgers that is, and San Diego, signed a 10-year, $300 million free agent contract, which was signed in February of 2019. Then he is tied with Trey Turner at number 11, while Carlos Correa came in at 10. So Trey Turner, who played for Washington, the Dodgers, and now he's going to be playing for Philly, signed with the Phillies for 11 years, $300 million as a free agent contract, which was signed in December of this year. Xander Bogaerts comes in at 13. He signed with who formerly played with the Red Sox and now is playing with the Padres on an 11-year, $280 million free agent contract, which he also signed in December of this year. Coming in at 14, which was Alex Rodriguez, who played for Seattle, Texas, and the Yankees, signed a 10-year, $275 million free agent contract, which was signed in December of 2007 after the 2007 World Series was over. So he re-signed with the Yankees. Coming in at 15 was Alex Rodriguez. He played for Seattle, Texas, and the Yankees, as we know. And this one the Rangers gave him when he left Seattle. He signed a 10-year, $250 million free agent contract which was signed in December of 2000. So Alex Rodriguez left Seattle, went to Texas, signed that 10-year, $250 million contract before being traded 3 years later to the Yankees. Next at number 16 is Miguel Cabrera, first ballot Hall of Fame, mind you, of Miami and Detroit, or formerly of Miami and now Detroit. When the Tigers gave him an 8-year, $248 million contract extension, which was signed in March of 2014. So this was an extension, not a free agent contract. Steven Strasburg is tied at 17. And he signed a 7-year, $245 million contract, free agent contract with the Nationals. And that was signed in December of 2015. Now, present day value due to deferrals. So the money that was deferred for him was $228,900,000. So $228,900,000 of that contract has been deferred. So whatever it is, if they decide to backload it, front load it, whatever it is, that money's deferred. Also, at 17 was Anthony Rondon, former National third baseman, now LA Angel third baseman, signed a 7-year, $245 million free agent contract, and that was signed in December of 2019. Tied at 19 in the last two are Albert Pujols. He played for St. Louis, the Angels, the Dodgers, and back to St. Louis to end his career. He signed with the Angels for 10 years, $240 million, free agent contract, leaving St. Louis to go to the Angels. And that was signed in 2011 in December. And then the last player, last but not least, Robinson Cano, tied at 19. He played for the Yankees, the Mariners, the Mets, the Padres, Atlanta, and back to the Padres. But in December of 2013, he left the Yankees and signed with Seattle on a 10-year, $240 million contract. Now, these contracts are absurd. It's amazing how much more money is going into players and is being spent on players. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Please flood the comments section. It's really greatly appreciated, and I can hear your opinions, and we can get into this. So until next time, guys, have a great rest of your year. Have a safe, prosperous, and happy new year. And I will talk to you guys next time. Have a great night.